Ed Sciaky here on the Sunday Night Alternative. Our guest here is Happy Rhodes. Hello, Happy. Let me bring your mic up here. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. And Kevin Bartlett is here also over here on guitar. Hello, Kevin. Hello. Well, now, Happy Rhodes is in many households in Philadelphia a household name, but there are probably some that she is not.
I would think so.
We're here to rectify that tonight. The funny thing is that Happy now has a 6th album out, right?
That's right.
Which is called Equipoise.
Mm-hmm.
And but it was the previous one, War Paint, that really started the attention rolling here in Philadelphia. So I thought we'd start with a song that people might have heard flipping around the radio dial, and that was one called Feed the Fire. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this tune?
This tune pays homage to the people that inspired me throughout my life, mostly musicians, because music means so much to me. And it means so much, in fact, that I decided to write a song about how it's affected me. It affects me very deeply, and it amazes me that people create that kind of stuff, and I'm just really glad for that fact.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're one of them now, right?
I'm trying to be one of them.
Now this is the 2nd track on your 5th album, and did you think that there was anything different or special about this particular track, that this would be the one that would kind of get the ball rolling?
No, I liked it an awful lot. Kevin liked it. We always have our favorites. Because I'm off the beaten track, I always think that whatever I like the best certainly won't be the one that the public is going to choose. But I was wrong, and that gives me a lot of hope.
Yeah, well, public chose it when some radio people heard it and started to play it. That's really what got the ball rolling. So here's Feed the Fire from last year's, was it 91 he put this out 2 years ago. War Paint from Happy Rhodes here on the Sunday Night Alternative at 94 WYSP. Feed the Fire, that is Happy Rhodes from her previous album called War Paint. Happy's here with us in the studio. So Happy, so is it the real name Happy or what? What is this? Wait a minute. Oh, it's you don't answer that question? Let me guess, it's not your real name. It's a nickname.
All right, technically it's a nickname. It's the only thing I've been called since the day I was born.
Oh, really?
In that sense, it's my real name.
I see.
Okay.
But just not your given name, technically.
My given name was Kimberly.
I see.
And
that's interesting. Who called you Happy, your parents?
My brother Mark. He couldn't pronounce the name Kimberly, and because I was a happy baby, he just called me Happy Baby, and that was it.
Right. Now, your songs are really not that happy, some of them, so it's kind of interesting irony, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah. I certainly didn't plan it that way. I wish I had, because I'd be a genius.
Right. And Rhodes is Rhodes, in case anyone wants to know that. So let's go back a little bit. So here you were up in Albany, New York. Is that where you're from?
That's right, yeah.
And something around 18 decided to write songs. I'm looking at your bio here.
Well, I decided to write songs really the minute I picked up a guitar.
Which was?
Well, that was at age 11. I couldn't stand, the first thing I learned to play was Silent Night, and after that it got really boring playing other people's songs. There wasn't really any point to it. I had to create new things, and I really started then.
Yeah.
So.
But looking at some of your influences, I see Yes and Genesis and Peter Gabriel, and Yes, of course, is my big, one of my big things in life.
Yeah.
I've been a fan and a friend of theirs for a long time, but that kind of music just really, really grabs me. And you mentioned Kate Bush, and there's obviously a similarity in some of your tunes to her in kind of your delivery, and also the way you kind of swing high and low in some of the songs. Mm-hmm. I think one of the ones on the new album, let me see, Play the Game, I think, is one where you kind of go feminine, if I can use that expression, and masculine, kind of the way you kind of a high register and a low register.
Right.
So, Kate Bush is not a bad person to emulate. I guess she's an interesting artist from England.
Yeah, she's very interesting. And no, if I'm going to be compared to anybody, I'd rather it be Kate Bush than I won't say who.
And Tori Amos is another one who's compared to Kate Bush, which is funny, because Kate Bush is not really a household name in America. It's a weird, she's a cult artist.
Yeah, no, it's funny. But still, a lot of people, will ask me, well, what's your music like? And
you'll say
I'll say Kate Bush, and they'll go, no. And then Joni Mitchell's the next one I have to use. That's.
You mean people you meet in elevators and want to know.
Exactly.
What kind of
you
music?
play guitar?
Yeah, there's well, Joni Mitchell is another artist, who's a great artist worth emulating as well.
Absolutely.
There's a movie that just came out called Married to It, which has a weird scene at the end where the kids put on a little school play and they do a production of The Circle Game, which is one of her classic songs, which I remember from those. But it's kind of like hippie hell. This movie's about. It's like hippies grown older and their kids are like doing a pageant with The Circle Game, and there's like an adult contemporary version of the song being done. Anyway, check that out if you want to get scared, is what one review said. But I actually found it kind of moving. Anyway, we're here with Happy Rhodes on the Sunday Night Alternative at 94 WYSP. Now, the first four albums, you actually, 18 you started recording, is that what happened?
That's true, yeah.
On this Oral Gratification label?
Actually, I started recording well before I met Kevin and had a label. I was doing it because I could, because I had a studio available to me, and because I wrote a lot of music, had a lot of music, and this engineer thought it would be a good idea to get it all down on tape. We had no plan for it to release it or anything like that. Kevin came later. I met Kevin through that same studio, and he had already developed Oral Gratification because he wanted to release his own material, and had been doing so up to that point. And he suggested that I do the same. On
cassette, this was at the time?
On cassette,
originally, right. Yeah. So, you sell a lot of cassettes up there in Albany, or what?
We sold a good amount of cassettes, not right in Albany. It was mostly through craft shows and, stuff like that. It was word of mouth, cult underground type of stuff.
There are a lot of artists and bands that have tried to do this. It's hard, isn't it? It's hard to...
It's not hard if you really, really believe in it. What it is really slow.
Yeah.
You need to know it's going to happen, and you need to be a little patient, I think.
Yeah. Let me crank up. Get near a mic over there. In fact, let me put on mic 4. Why don't you? Oh, I didn't have that on actually. There you go.
Yeah, Kevin is here. When you're doing it without airplay, because your exposure is one person at a time.
Right. So finally, it was the '91 album Warpaint, which was really your 5th album. Now, I'm not really familiar with the first 4. Was it the same or different, or what were those 4 albums all about?
Those 4 albums were, I think, immensely different. They were written through majorly troubled times in my life, teenage years. Anybody's teenage years are pretty troubled, if you ask me, so that goes without saying. And it was pretty much a bloodletting for me.
Are there songs you still do from that era, or you'd want to do tonight, or want to play, or something? I have Ecto here, but I don't have the other 3. But
yeah,
we want to play one, sort of a representative sample of the young and early.
Yeah, I can get to one of those.
Later on. Okay, well, you're going to do one from the new album live now, right? Okay, so let's do. This was Helen Light's favorite right off the bat. This was "Save Our Souls," right?
Right.
Which is on the new album Equipoise by Happy Rhodes. Here it is live. See how we engineer it, and we'll see how it goes here. Okay? All right.
We give to you a disco of gold. It represents the dreams we hold. We'll tell our children what to do. We'll show them how to listen for you. Please feel free to go. Our wheat fields await you all. We are the #1 offender of species. So many years, here we are reaching out for Indians, looking for our salvation. Pity our emptiness. Save our souls. Ha, 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 save our souls. Ha, 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 superior to every living thing. It can be lonely at the top, so we look for higher praise to sing. Won't you just say hello? We'll give you a cable show. Oh, we have the weapons to intimidate you if you look afraid. Come and down and see our zoos and refugee camps, and are worth your time. Pity our emptiness. Save our souls. Save us. Save our souls. Oh, save our souls. Save our souls. Please feel free to call. Our wheat fields await you all. Oh, we are the number one offender of species humanity. Here we are reaching out for ratings, looking for a salvation. Say pity our emptiness. Save our souls. Save us. Whoa. Save our souls. Oh, save our souls. Save our souls. There's a beacon in the sky, meant to catch your eye.
That is Happy Rhodes with Kevin Bartlett, Save Our Souls. And it's mankind reaching out to the aliens?
Yeah.
Is that what that's about?
Well, it's about
Yeah.
the irony
Yeah.
of it.
When you say you're off the beaten path, I guess that's what you mean. I mean, your songs are like about weird things and interesting perspectives, and yeah, oh, that's good. It's good. Well, you know, I could talk about the vocal thing again because you had the high and the low in that, and also, but one thing I noticed, which is weird in the studio, you sing very softly. You know.
Well,
I'm just curious.
you want to know why? Honestly?
Yeah.
Because I don't have a lot of confidence in my live miking technique. Therefore, I don't want to have any distortions or loud pops. So I'm limiting myself.
Oh, well, you don't have to. You can go
I
for
can
now.
wail?
You can wail. Sure, I'll just back. You can back off or I'll lower. But no, it's just interesting because it was like I could hardly hear you. Of course, I'm deaf anyway by now, but I could hardly hear you in the studio without my mic. It was interesting because on the mic, you know, it's the same thing. Because I kind of talk quietly on the mic. Basically, I don't scream, but you can't tell that in an amplified medium when you hear it over the radio or whatever.
Yeah.
You can't tell the volume that the person is originating the song at. You know what I'm saying? No.
Yeah, I think right now is a little soft for me.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. I just thought that was. So when you do it in a recording studio, you just do whatever you want then.
Oh yeah, I do whatever I'm going to do.
And what about in live concert?
same thing. I do whatever I'm going to do.
Well, you don't have to hold back. It's okay.
Well, I've never done this before.
Well, that's okay. That's all right. Well, we're going to be going on the air in about a half an hour, so no, just kidding. No, this is it. This is live. It's gone. Anyway, that sounded great. Happy Rhodes from Equipoise, that is Save Our Souls. Speaking of lyrics and things, see, I've been with Yes many years on the road or whatever, and heard the criticism of that type of music for being either pretentious or what are those words? What is it about? What is Siberian Katru about? And John Anderson always used to say, well, it's really the sound. In fact, they had a song called Sound Chaser, which was about sound. And it was, he always defended the lyrics by not defending them, by saying, it's the sound of the lyrics as much as the lyrics. It's it's the emotions that I evoke, with the lyrics, with weird, weird phrasing and just repetition of sounds and rhymes and weird,
and he's right. I totally agree with that. And the thing about the pretentiousness, people have said that about me. I've had people say that I cater to a wine and cheese audience, and my response to that is, raise your standards here, It's like, that people's expectations must be very, very low, so that a group like Yes comes about, or anything that I think is really good.
Yeah.
People think you need to somehow get off your high horse, or like we're on a high horse because we're saying things that they don't understand.
Right.
Like they need to understand it.
Yeah.
And it's just not that way. Music is music. It's for everyone. It's not a pretentious thing, and it is the sound. It's what evokes. It evokes. It's not the word a lyricist chooses.
So pretentious is things I don't understand. I get it now. That's basically what it is. If you don't bludgeon somebody, or go, songs for the brain dead, I guess. It's not what you're doing. You know what I mean? If you're not bludgeoning them, if it's well, then the thing is, I mean, poetry and art and things have the ability to evoke emotions without coming right out always and saying what they're about.
You don't have to understand everything. It's not.
But what's the weirdest song you've written that people don't understand or don't get or something?
Cohabitants.
Uh-huh. Okay.
That's basically an assumption. I would assume that most people wouldn't get that song, and it's my favorite song on the album.
And it's got weird vocals.
Yeah, it does.
Weird, really weird. You want to do it live, or you want to play it?
I've had enough sleep today, so I don't think I can do it live.
Oh. Well, we'll get Tom Waits to record it for you. Then.
I'm dying for Tom Waits to do any one of my songs. I don't pick one.
Well,
Mother C. Tom Waits should do Mother C.
Mother C. Okay, that's interesting too. I tell you what song I love the first song, Runners. Do you want to do that live, or do you want the CD on that too?
I think you'll play that from the CD tonight.
Okay, because that's got all that stuff on it.
Yeah.
All right. What about play the game? Play the game.
You mean in terms of doing live?
Yeah.
Well, actually, Save Our Souls is the only one I'm going to do tonight from Equipoise.
Really?
Yeah.
You've got it all planned.
I've got it.
She has the plan, and I don't know what it is.
Well, I didn't. The thing is, I didn't write this album on an acoustic guitar.
Okay.
And if I'm going to go out and play an acoustic version of anything, it's got to be learned.
Right.
I have to relearn this stuff. So I write it all on keyboard, and I don't read music. So.
Oh, really? That's an interesting factoid.
Yes. Neither one of us do.
Kevin does read music.
No, he doesn't either.
Oh, I'm sorry, neither one. So how do you have someone
Our books.
Do you have someone transcribe it for any reason, or for
no?
So when they
There's no need for it yet.
When the big publisher comes with the big money for the big songbook, you're going to have somebody transcribe the thing.
That's okay.
You use like weird tunings and things. Joni Mitchell used to always do it. No.
No, I can honestly say I don't. Yeah, my weird tunings took place when I did the first 4 albums, and that was when I didn't tune my guitar at all. That's what constituted a weird tuning.
I see.
But that was...
Well, I have... shall we play one more? We'll play one from the CD then. You want to do... well, I'd like to play the game. This song really grabbed me lyrically because... in fact, I just happened to be sitting with my daughter listening to this song earlier, and it was kind of interesting because it's about... masculinity, femininity, feminism, I guess you'd call it. Is that what do you have to say about the tune?
Well, the tune comes from me trying to get by in a male-dominated industry, and I guess just about all of the industry is male-dominated, but it can be tough because when you're a female in rock, you have a couple of different images that you can follow. You can be the male standard of the female image, which would be the bimbette type of, sorry Madonna, but I think you fall in that category. That's my example of that. And then there's the play like the boys, the rough, tough, emulate the male sound. And I can't give you an example of that. I have a lot that I personally think do that, but I don't want to do either. I don't want to be classified, and it's pretty impossible in this industry. I am criticized for being too feminine, for being too sensitive, and guys won't, guys say, oh, you're not for a guy, guys wouldn't like you. And on the other hand, it's possible that people would think that I'm trying to be like a guy, or I'm trying to be like Peter Gabriel. People have said that I'm trying to emulate a man. It's baloney,
All right, let's play the game here from Happy Rhodes on the new album, Equipoise. I might mention you kind of look a little... There's a makeup credit on the back of the album here, and you're a little made up in half of the front of the album cover. Is it illustrating the point, or what? You're the alien on the other half.
Right.
Or
yes,
something.
that is exact. Well, I mean, that's not illustrating the point for Play the Game. It's illustrating the point for Equipoise, the whole tone of the album, which is a state of balance, which is something I strive for. And that's all about me wanting to embrace the darker side of myself so that I can embrace that better in others. Because right now I'm pretty much a critical, judgmental person, like we all are. You see something you don't like in somebody, and you look at them, or aren't they a jerk, blah blah blah. But if you're really aware of your own characteristics, and you embrace the things that you don't like about yourself instead of trying to repress those things and ignore it and deny that you have them, it's a lot easier to accept them in other people, and that's what I strive for, and that's what this album's about.
Okay, let's play the game. Happy Rhodes, if you want to give us a call, we'll see if we can get some callers on the line here. 94 WYSP, this is Play the Game. See, it is live radio. I queued up the wrong CD here. That was another tune. So let's get to the tune we really want. This time we really mean it. From Equipoise, Play the Game. If it ever queues up here, here it is. That's the voice of Happy Rhodes. Play the Game. Very, you have that deep resonant thing. Did you just have that, or did you work to get that? What?
Woke up one day.
Yeah.
And that's my natural register.
Yeah. Well, I can tell from your speaking voice. And looking at the credits, it just says you on percussion and keys, and Kevin here on additional percussion. That's it. So this is all done like with overdubs? Is that how you record all this stuff, or mostly? Well,
it's a MIDI studio, so a lot of stuff goes down at the same time, and it's being driven by a computer. So I play it first into the computer, or Kevin plays it first into a computer. We do whatever editing we need to do, mixing and volumes and stuff like that, and then it's driven by the computer, and that sends it directly to tape. And we have to do a few passes per song, and then I do the vocal overdubs, or any other live, acoustic.
And all the harmony vocals are all you?
Right.
Throughout the album, that's pretty.
Except on Closer, Kelly Bird appears briefly on Closer.
Okay. But mostly it's you. It's really interesting. There's, thinking of things to compare it to, but I mean, there's an artist from Canada, Jane Siberry, who in some of her earlier albums did a lot of weird harmony things. Interesting stuff. That stuff is what grabs me, I guess, that kind of a thing.
Yeah, I agree. I've heard her do really strange stuff.
Yeah. And so strange can be good, right? All right.
I think so.
We think so. Happy Rhodes is here with us tonight on the Sunday Night Alternative at 94 WYSP. She has a new album out called Equipoise. Now, this is on the Aural Gratification label. That's spelled A-U-R-A-L. We should make that clear. This is not the Howard Stern Show. So, so it's Aural. And
because I wouldn't be here.
Oh, we have a surprise. Howard, come on in. No, just... Hey, Suzanne Vega has been on the show 4 times and did his TV show and everything.
I know, I heard that, and he didn't rip her apart.
No, well, actually, she does the show because when he used to play records, he supported her stuff very early on in New York, so that's an interesting side. But she's, She's another interesting artist. We mentioned Kate Bush earlier, and I mentioned Tori Amos, and there are a few of these artists, but are you kind of embraced by the same crowd that kind of likes the Indigo Girls and maybe the Roaches, or I don't know, do you feel a kindred to any of those artists, or in terms of the audience response, or who's picking up on you so far, do you think? Or just the wine and cheese set?
I think, yeah, right.
Whatever that is.
I think that basically I'm listened to by people who have an appreciation, a strong appreciation for vocalists specifically. That's my guess. I don't know. I really don't know what to.
So I think it's because that's what grabs me. I think about the records is the vocals, the sound, the whole production thing, whatever. The lyrics are interesting too as you get into them. But a lot of times with things like this, you'll listen to it 3 or 4 times before you kind of even think about what the lyrics are, because the vocals are. And also the way you layer and kind of cycle the vocals around a little bit, you know what I mean? In a way like maybe a Yes or something, where the things kind of cycle, if that's the expression. But, where you're not even aware necessarily of what the sentiment is in the lyric until you look at the lyrics and go, oh, is it,
Right.
You kind of...
I do the same thing. When I listen to music, I don't bother reading the booklet. It's too distracting. I like to listen first, and afterward I'll figure out what's on their mind.
Let's see. I have an achy, breaky heart. Oh, I see what they're saying. Yes, but you kind of twist things around musically. You know what I mean? You kind of use. Well, what I mean is you kind of use some of the vocals, some of the lyrics. I mean, I'll play Runners, but even on Runners, it's kind of hard to understand maybe the first couple of times because of the way the lyrics kind of repeat around. And
you mean it's hard to? You mean I don't enunciate well?
No. I guess it's the way if you read it, coming around, gonna take my heartbeat. You see, I mean, even if you can understand it, you don't still
really
quite
know what it means,
get what it means the first time, and the way that it repeats and the way it's kind of the sound and the way you use
that goes back to what John Anderson was saying, is that, it's a musical thing. It's a feeling, it's a rhythm, it's a chant. That's what it's all about.
So if you were trying to write music that was what they call commercial or whatever, with hooks and stuff, this wouldn't be the way.
Dead in the water.
Yeah, this wouldn't be the way to do it.
Right.
But see, stranger things have happened. You see, weird so-called
heart.
Well, so-called weird things. I know you listen. I don't know. I think it maybe was Howard playing something the other day or something. But I heard somebody playing some records from like 10 years ago that seemed so weird. It seemed weird 10 years ago, and now it doesn't. And now it seems kind of tame. Stuff that seems wild and weird at one point, a few years later doesn't anymore, because times change. The way you think of things changes, whatever. Anyway, all right. Well, we're going to do a little more live stuff here. In fact, you want to do your own song or the cover first? What do you want to do?
Oh, I'm going to do the cover first.
Okay. It's the classic rock station here. So Happy has chosen. It's going to be Stairway to Heaven. No, it's going to be Ashes. No, pretty weird.
Ashes in my urn.
Bowie's been pretty weird over the years. He's an very interesting artist.
Yeah, and he's got a great voice.
He does, and he wrote some really interesting songs, and he had that whole performance thing. But he also, he's had his ups and downs, too. He got so weird that people kind of tuned out a while in his German period, shall we say. But this one comes from, this is pretty successful for him, Ashes to Ashes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I absolutely love the song.
So this is what you're going to do live. Let's hear it.
This is what I'm going to do.
Happy Rhodes here at 94 WYSP.
Such an early song, I heard a rumor from ground control. Oh no, don't say it's true. They got a message from the action man. I'm happy, I hope you're happy too. I've loved all I needed to love, sordid details following. The shrieking of nothing is killing me, just pictures of job girls and synthesis. And Ain't got no money and I ain't got no hair. And I'm hoping to kick, but the planet is glowing. Ashes to ashes, funk to funky. We know Major Tom's a junkie, strung out in heaven's high, hitting an all-time low. Time and again I tell myself I'll stay clean tonight, but the little green wheels are following me. Oh no, not again. I'm stuck with a valuable friend. I'm happy, I hope you're happy too. One flash of light, but no smoking pistol. I've never done good things, I've never done bad things. I never did anything out of the blue. Oh, I want an axe to break the ice. I wanna come down right now. Ashes to ashes, funk to funky. We know Major Tom's a junkie, strung out in heaven's high. Ashes to ashes, funk to funky. We know Major Tom's a junkie, strung out in heaven's high, hitting an all-time low. To get things done, you better not mess with Major Tom. My mama said to get things done, you'd better not mess with Major Tom. My mama said, yeah.
And there's Happy Rhodes with Kevin Bartlett. Well, it's often been said you learn things about artists from the songs they choose to cover. You know, like is it like a song you wish you had written, or just something you?
Oh
I don't
my
know.
God,
No.
there are a million songs I wish I had written.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. Well, do you have to know what he was talking about in that song to sing it? I mean, what?
No, it's not. You know, I don't relate to it personally. And I'm always touched first and foremost by the music. It's just me personally. I know that lyric means a lot to people, but music moves me more than anything. And that's not to say that I could listen to this music and listen to words like "achy breaky heart" and still be pleased.
Well, there's the old. Here's the.
Mix.
I forgot the first question. Do you write the lyrics first? You write the music first, right? Is that what you do? You write the music.
Me personally?
Yeah.
Oh, I write the music first.
Right, and then and then what? You kind of think of.
You know, I would. What happens is that I listen to what I've written over and over again, and I just start singing. And I don't know what the song's going to be about most of the time. And whatever phrase comes out of my mouth, if it's interesting enough, or if it makes any sense, which half the time it won't, first off. But if it's interesting enough, I'll pay attention to what's just coming out of my mouth. It's pretty strange, actually. And that will wind up being what the context of the song.
But I mean, like, you know, you have one temporary and or eternal, which is like somebody who's just died and wants to just reflecting a little bit on death and
that kind of thing. It's
things
sort of
like
wishing you knew things before you died.
Okay, but I mean, but you get into these weird kind of spiritual kind of things. I don't know, just very interesting. Like, where is this girl coming from? Okay. Happy Rhodes is with us. We got a guy on the phone here. Let's see. Why don't we get the headphones on? I should have offered you the headphones. If that would that help you better understand?
No, I'd rather.
Oh, you'd rather not. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, let's see if we can get this caller on the line here and see if it's the guy. Hey, hello.
Hello.
Hello. There
Hi.
you go. Who's this?
Hi, my name is Bob.
Bob, you're on with Happy
No
Rhodes.
kidding, Bob.
Yeah. Oh, yes, me.
Let me guess, Bob.
Let me
guess. How you doing, Bob?
I'm doing just fine.
Good.
And enjoying the show.
Good.
Sound great.
Thank you.
I just called to, basically ask what you found the most challenging in a music career. And also, on the other hand, ask what was the most rewarding.
The most challenging. Well,
You can be general on this because it's a wide topic.
Well, thank you. All right. The thing is that this is.
I think this is the time for me to go say, turn your radio down, Bob.
It's off.
It's off. Okay. Well, let's see what the problem is here.
Okay. Well, at any rate, it's pretty early I consider this to be early in my career, and I'm sure that I haven't faced the biggest challenges, and I'm also sure that I haven't received the greatest rewards. The rewards are, I don't need a whole lot to be happy, no pun intended. The challenges so far, the worst thing that I've run into is just coming up against an industry that says that's purely subjective and thoroughly opinion dominated. It's sort of like Joe Schmo over here says that I'm too weird, therefore this can't happen for my career, and this guy over here thinks I'm not weird enough. So really it's just people's opinions, and that's what I'm up against, and that's cool. Would say to make the anger dissipate. If home naivety could only rule our world, we might at last have peace, and all our animals you run little joy. Look for the child free of influence, and you'll find your teacher. Why become of the child who grows without a parent's fears, petty jealousy, petty lies. Look for the child free of influence, and you'll find your teacher. Easy to choose a representative. I wanna know what the babe would ask of our alien visitors. Where are your toys? Will you be my friend? Look for the child free of influence,
and you'll find your leader. Let 'em lead. Why are you all crying? Why did Daddy die? Doesn't that man have a heart? When I grow up, will I be just like you? Mommy, why are you all crying? Why did Daddy die? Doesn't that man have a home? When I grow up, will I be just like you? Mommy,
All right, the slightly earlier Happy Rhodes there. Look for The Child, a bonus track on the Ecto album, the 4th album there. And let's see, I think we have another. You want to put the phones back on?
Sure.
So we have a caller here, and then we'll get the. Let's see here. We have some. I think. Hello. Hi. Who's this?
Hi.
Hi. Who's this?
Jody.
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 Hi, Happy.
Hi.
I just wanted to, I'm Bob Brown's daughter.
Oh, of course you are. I know
Yeah.
that. I don't know any other Jodys.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I missed you yesterday.
Well, I am too. Darn it. What are we going to do about this?
I don't know. I think you should come to Philadelphia and play a concert.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right. Well, because you think I should do that, I'll give that serious consideration.
Okay.
All right,
right.
Jody. Thanks for calling.
Okay.
We've got a couple more calls. Say hello. Who's this? Hello.
Hello?
Yeah. You're on the air.
Hold on, let me turn on my radio here.
Yeah, please do.
How you doing?
Okay, who's this?
This is Greg from Aspen.
Okay, you're on with Happy.
I just wanted to tell her how good she was.
Oh, thanks.
I've been sitting here listening to you, and I've just never heard anything any better.
Wow. Greg from where?
Aston, PA.
Oh,
Aston.
okay.
All
I
right,
heard the
Greg.
girl before you, and I really do think you should make a concert here in Philly.
Oh, well, now the pressure's
Okay.
I'll be there.
building.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay, one more here. Hello. Who's this? Hello. Hello. Well, I guess we don't have them. Hello. You got it? No. Well, missed the chance. Okay. All right. Well, Happy Rhodes is here, and thanks for Happy. Thanks, Kevin, for coming down.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. And hopefully some people who maybe hadn't heard of you before will have heard of you tonight.
I hope so.
So then they'll go, Happy who? Happy Rhodes. It's Equipoise, the new album, and check out the other one, too, the previous one, War Paint. And in fact, we'll do one from the new one, which is the first track, and it's a strong production piece. What do you have to say about this?
This song is really strong, and it's about a fear of death and how we all do everything in our power to avoid cancer and everything else in the world that can possibly kill us, which at this point is anything.
Most humorous use of the word carcinogen, I believe, is featured in this song. Yes,
Isn't it clever of me?
It's an upbeat song about death. Actually, it's
all of my songs about death are upbeat. Come on.
I see. Right, because why not? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's let it speak for itself. Also, it's Happy Rhodes. Thanks again for coming down. I hope you enjoyed it. I did.
Yeah, it was great.
Here is Happy Rhodes, and we'll do some more of the David Bowie feature after this as we continue the Sunday Night Alternative at 94 WYSP.